What would happen if 7 grills were facing 7 heavies 1-3 in a totally not rigged matchmaking? I know you never asked yourself that question, or maybe you did, but regardless, we are gonna answer it right now. My name is Pantoufleee and you're watching 7 Grill 15s against 7 heavies 1-3. Concerning the first battle, I'm playing with the Grille 15. So the question is, what are the main strengths of the Grille 15 against the Heavy 183 and what are the main weaknesses? Concerning the main strength, the fact that the Heavy 183 even with Heschel can't one-shot the Grille 15 gives it an advantage. If, for example, a Grille 15 is facing an Heavy 183 and they penetrate all their shots, the Heavy will be able to sneak only one shot, whereas the Grille 15 will completely destroy the Heavy. Of course, as it's not a 1-on-1 situation and we are facing multiple Heavies, we need to be careful. But if you want to have the advantage with the Grille, you need to play it sneaky. If you stay in the open, it's gonna be way easier and way too easy, in fact, for the Heavies to sneak their shot and destroy you. As you know, the FV1A3 has a really bad gun dispersion, which means when you're facing with your Grille and Heavy, you need to be in movement pretty much all the time. You have an amazing accuracy, so don't worry, even if you shoot without aiming, your shell will go in, unlike the FV1A3. If you want to win a 7 versus 7 with the Grille against Heavies, your main ally is moving, but also taking some distance, because you have a way better camo rating than the Heavy. So I think from the distance, if you shoot at an Heavy knowing this tank is blind as hell, you should be able to destroy it without him being able to spot you. Here I did a little bit of a mistake by strictly pushing in, but I was like, hey, you know what, we are winning, let's have some fun. But unfortunately, I completely forgot that the other Heavy was here and I got completely destroyed. But don't worry, I died at the right place. I'm using my camera right now so you can see how it goes for the rest. Of course, you know, when you start getting 4 tanks killed for one side and only 1 on the other, regardless of what you're playing, it's impossible or nearly impossible to come back. We knew since we killed 3 of them that we were about to win. And knowing that we still have some Grilles that can handle a headshot without dying, it's literally impossible for those Heavies to come back into the game, except if they do some kind of an amazing ammo rack, but it's not gonna happen. So for the first game, let's say that the Grille won. But what would happen if we took a map on which the FV1A3 has the advantage? That's what we're gonna try to find out right now. What are the main weakness and strength of the FV1A3 against the Grille? The main one, obviously, is the Heschel, which will do 1.3k damage on the impact on whatever it's facing. And of course, knowing the Grille 15 armor profile, it shouldn't be too hard for the FV to penetrate. Of course, you need to be careful about not shooting at the gun or being trolled like that, because if you do, you're gonna get only between 200 and 500 damage. But most of the time, don't worry, most of the time you will penetrate quite easily when it comes to the Grille 15. But the main difference with the Grille is probably your mobility, and that's why when you're facing with a Grille, you gotta camp. You can't try to push. If you push, the problem is, knowing you have a really bad accuracy, if you snapshot, you have 1 out of 10 chances to actually put your shell where you were aiming. That's something I would not encourage you to do, simply because you're gonna get wrecked 90% of the time. If you take a look at the map, you will see that the FVs 1A3 are actually getting the high ground. On this map, it's extremely important simply because from the high ground, you can sneak your shots without the enemies being able to fight back. Let me explain. If you're an Heavy 1A3 and you're at the top of the hill, you see literally everything. You just have to know where the Grilles are gonna poke, you aim at this place, and you literally just have to wait for them to poke to shoot your shell. The Grille 15, on the other hand, has to go out of cover in order to get some shots in. And that's where the Heavy has the advantage, because if you take a look at the trade, the Heavy just has to sneak his shot and go back to a safe position behind the hill, whereas the Grille 15 is gonna take 1.3k damage. Maybe he's gonna sneak the shot, but after he's still not under cover. And that's why, for the moment, the Heavies 183 are winning. If the Grills want to win, they actually need to either close the distance by trying some kind of a push somewhere, or take some distance by going behind the rails in order to get the shots done without being spotted, because if they are spotted, they are gonna take huge shots like 1.3k damage head shells straight into their face. At this point into the game, there is not much of a surprise. We all know who is gonna win. Got a little bounce here, quite a lucky one, knowing that you literally don't have a lot of armor on your Heavy 183. But hey, regardless, that's always cool. And second one to go with the first. That's YouTuber RNG for you all. We are rigged, everybody knows that. That's why we bounce literally everything and we have good stats. Now, yeah, 2 against 5, knowing that most of us are loading hash, I don't think they're gonna do anything. As I'm greedy, I'm gonna go for the other one. I don't even know how mine went through, but it did, and we won. We won simply because we had the high ground on a map that doesn't allow the Grille to use its mobility. In these kind of situations, the Heavy, in my opinion, is stronger. Now it's time for us to have an overall view of what could happen. Grille 15 against Heavies as always, but here we are spectator. That's gonna be easier for me to show you how, strategically talking, you can outrun one or the other team by simply playing correctly. Because unlike what you think, it's harder to win a game with a team fully composed of the same tank rather than multiple different ones. Okay, so the first shot got that Grille completely annihilated out of the battlefield in the first 30 seconds of the game. Oh boy, does the Grille 15 have a disadvantage over there. But dying like that can be an advantage for your team because it's gonna boost the enemy's confidence, so they might do more mistakes than they would do if it was if the guy was still alive. And so as you can see here, the Grills are taking distance, and as I tell you, when the Grills are taking distance, it's becoming way easier for them to win. Not spoiling or anything, I don't even remember who wins during this battle because I've kept those files for a freaking long time by now, so I'm as surprised as you considering who is gonna win. As you can see here, both teams are really shy, simply because the Heavies 183 have the advantage because they already killed someone and they don't want to lose that advantage, and on the other side, the Grille 15 don't want to go too far, push forward, etc. simply because Heavies can literally one-shot or two-shot them, and also because they have a disadvantage because they already lost a comrade. So now the real question is, who is gonna make the first move? Because for the moment, we have tank destroyers on both sides and most players are playing their tank destroyers by camping. It's really hard in this kind of situation to know what to do because it's not... I mean, the common knowledge of tactics is not gonna work there, simply because the common knowledge of tactics works only when you have a regular matchmaking where people don't know each other, etc. Here it's a little bit different. You are working as a team, and as a team you don't want to do any mistakes that will make your team loses. But as I said that, Grille 15 got completely annihilated, which makes the matchmaking equal again because we have 2 guys killed in both teams. If I was the Grille now, in order to unlock the situation, I would probably try to circle, and that's funny because that's actually what a guy from the other side is doing. They are going, 2 of them are actually going on that Heavy, which is alone. It should allow them to maybe kill the guy before going further and come back on the Heavies. Luckily, the Heavy managed to sneak a huge shot on the Grille. Let's see how it goes. And as one fight begins here and another one ends on the other side because they managed to kill 2 new players, and now 3. You can almost feel the confidence gaining the Heavies 183 against the Grills because now they're trying to make some moves. They know they have the advantage, they know both of them are nearly one-shot, so it shouldn't be too hard to destroy them, and that's why Dan in his Heavy 183 is going in. He tried to side scrape, he managed to bounce the Grille 15 shot and kill the guy in the process. It's now a 1 versus 3, let's see what happens. You know, even if it's a 1 versus 3, 183, knowing the heavy 183 has a really huge alpha damage and reload time, it's possible for the Grille 15 to come back. He's full life, he only has to deal with 3 heavies. If he's lucky enough for them to miss him, he should do the job. But let's see how it goes. He sneaks his first shot on the heavy that is climbing. He's trying to use the other Grille to hide himself. Is he gonna be able to bounce or miss the shot from the heavy? Unfortunately, no. At this point, it seems like it's just a matter of time before the Grille 15 dies. He has to push on the heavy. He will reload before him. That's what he does. The heavy tried something a little bit weird here, which didn't work. And now the Grille has to use his mobility to get away. Let's see if he managed to kill them all. I don't think he is gonna be able to do anything, simply because from this position he's literally stuck. He can't use his mobility, neither his camouflage because he's spotted, which allows the heavy to destroy that Grille, which makes the heavies the big winners of this contest. Hope you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share. I'm gonna see you soon, probably for a new video, and waiting for it. Tell me in the comments what next 7 versus 7 video you want to see on the channel, and I'm gonna do my best to do it.